Hi everyone and welcome to another fact video. This one will be about how I got into YouTube and how I started making videos. So this will be quite the ride because I have a lot of history with YouTube. When I saw that question, I thought this might be pretty interesting to some people, and I'm pretty sure some people are wondering how I got into it and how I started it and all of that stuff. So I am here to answer your question. So I'm pretty excited about this. Like I said, I have a long way to go when it comes to like talking about it, but it will be fun. Should be fun. It should be interesting, I hope. So if you have any other questions for me, feel free to ask it here in the comments, on another video, doesn't really matter, on AskFM or on Twitter. And if the question gets asked a lot, I might actually make a video about it, and if it's interesting, I will make one about it as well. So yeah, YouTube. That started a long time ago. It was around 2005, and I was 14 years old at that time, and that's when I discovered YouTube and my favorite YouTubers at that time, which were like Smosh and like Shane Dawson and all of that stuff. I got to know how that whole world was and how people made really funny videos, and I enjoyed them so much that I kept watching and subscribing to so many people. And I was kind of hoping back then that I could make videos like that too someday, but I was way too shy and I didn't really have the courage or anything to do that. Especially just being shy was the big problem for me. And how I got over that, I will get to that soon, but back then I was just a really young girl enjoying the videos, and since I got bullied at school and stuff and life wasn't really easy for me, I just went to YouTube whenever I wanted to have a good laugh, and it cheered me up a lot. So YouTube helped me a lot when I was younger. Later on, when I was like 16 or 17, so a few years later, I made my own channel. And that was called Thalia is on Fire, and that was because of the band Alexis on Fire. I was really into a lot of music. I will just put it like that. I was into a lot of music, and that's also how YouTube was like really interesting for me, because all of the bands that I liked had like tour vlogs and interviews and all of that stuff. When I had my channel and I started it, I didn't really know what to do at that time. The only stuff that I was watching on YouTube were band related stuff, or just funny sketches, or some vlogs, but not too many of them. So I started to try to be funny with a friend and just make videos with her, and it was stupid. I'm just gonna say that. But when I look back at it, I had so much fun making them, so it doesn't matter at all. And after that, I started following more vloggers, so I got into that whole thing, and I got really interested by it, so I tried to do it myself. So this is still like the Thalia is on Fire YouTube channel, and on that channel I did quite a lot of vlogs, really. I also got to know a lot of people on YouTube because of it, and most people that I got to know back then were also people who were starting to vlog but didn't really know what to do or how to promote themselves and all of that. I didn't know how everything worked either. I was just kind of doing my thing and letting it flow. So I wasn't sharing it with anyone because I was kind of embarrassed by making videos, because I was still shy back then as well. But I did make videos, so I kind of got over that barrier of like being too shy to make videos and actually making them. How I did that, I still don't really know, because I think it's just because of watching so many YouTubers, and one day I was like, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna upload it to YouTube. So that's what I did. And yeah, I guess it just kind of happened, but you could tell that I was really not comfortable making videos and just standing in front of the camera. So yeah, that kind of happened, but I ended up deleting all of those videos because I was so embarrassed by it. So when I was 18, I took like a huge break from YouTube, from being 18 till 21, something like that. I was still watching a lot of YouTubers and I was still interested in it, but I didn't make any because of school, basically. It was a lot of work and a lot of effort that I had to put in school, and also still being bullied and then having trouble at home, all of that stuff, going through depressions and all that. I was just not feeling well. I didn't know what to do with my life, basically. And then when I was 20, I think, I I got interested in it again because I studied photography, and because of my camera actually having a video function, I was like, huh, this is interesting. This is good quality. I could do something with that. So, that's when I realized that I could actually make good videos on YouTube. Obviously, a good camera isn't gonna give you good quality and all of that stuff, because it's also about the content itself. And but back then, when I had that camera, I was just like, oh man, this is some nice quality. Well, it was back then, not anymore. But I was just like, I need to make videos. I can try this again, maybe, but I do need to find out what kind of videos I want to make, since the vlogging and like the sketches and comedy kind of stuff didn't really work out. So that is when I started doing, well, more vlogs, kind of, but in a more not professional, definitely not professional, but more in a chill way, because I was more chill when I was talking to the camera, and it felt really good. So it made me happy that I could actually do that. And because of that, I got more courage, and I got more interested, even more interested in making content. So 2012 to 2013 was like my year of experimenting with stuff. So what I uploaded was vlogs, tutorials, like makeup tutorials, because a lot of people complimented me on that. So I was like, oh, maybe I can try this as well. So I tried that. I tried covering songs with my friends, with my best friends, because I like singing a lot. So I had some covers on there as well. I had some hauls on there as well, just like showing what I got that week, what I bought at the store, all of that stuff. I got some like collection videos as well, because I've always collected something. So back then it was DVDs and maybe Pokemon stuff. I can't really remember, because it seems like it's a long time ago, but it's not really a long time ago. But yeah, 2012, 2013 was that kind of stuff. And then the last video that I made on my old channel, on Thalia is on Fire, was a anime related one. And that is kind of how everything started from there. I made a top 10 anime list, and it was really bad. It was really bad. But back then I was like, okay, this is something that really interests me, and this video is actually something where I talk a lot and I actually seem interested in it and really hype about it. So because of me making that video, I got interested in talking more about anime. I still had that Thalia is on Fire channel, and I wasn't happy with it, because I was like, this channel was kind of meant more for like music stuff and just like random vlogs, and I don't feel like the name suits the whole anime community thing. So I made a new one called Thalia Lizette, and that is where we are now. So I made that one in November. Oh, it's actually 2 years ago now. Yeah, it's 2 years ago. Wow. It's 2 years ago. So November 2013, I made my channel that you're on now. And that's where I re-uploaded the top 10 anime of all, well, not all time. No, I think the title said top 10 anime for now. Something like that, because obviously I knew that I was going to watch so much more anime and probably find a lot of better stuff than that I was watching back then. Also, fun fact, that video is still on my channel. So it is the first video that I ever uploaded in November 2013. And I've noticed that after that video, I uploaded like a few other ones, because somehow I just really got into it. So I had the top 10, I had a random Q&A, I had a room tour of my DVDs and figures and anime. I didn't have anything at all back then. I remember that, but I haven't seen that room tour in forever. So I do remember that that was one of the first videos that got a lot of views because me myself, I love watching room tour videos. So for me making that one, it was really exciting and I was really happy to make it, and I was really happy with the results back then as well. I still am. I mean, it was a really fun video. So, and I was really different than I was, well, than I am now. Wow, words. But yeah, it's interesting. I'm just gonna say that if you want to go back and watch that stuff, you can go ahead. I think you will find it pretty funny. But then looking back at it, I saw that I only made videos in that month. So like November when I started it, I only made like 4 videos, something like that. And then I stopped until January 2014. And for me, January is actually the month and just like the time where I really started making anime related videos and when I really got invested into YouTube. So for me, that is more like the date where YouTube started for me for this channel. And that is also when I met Yoku, which is a funny story actually. I met him through Twitter and I knew about him because of his reviews and also because I was still into YouTube and I wanted to make content, but I wasn't really sure how I wanted to do my reviews or how it all worked, all that kind of stuff with the clips and all that and the music, so, and editing in general as well. So I was just kind of looking up inspiration and all of that. So that's how I found Yoku. So just on YouTube with all of the other anime YouTubers back then. And well, back then, it's not too long ago. I keep forgetting that I haven't been here for too long. So I met Yoku through Twitter, but it was a big misunderstanding because one day he had a bunch of like followers that messaged him like, "Oh man, you're following me, thanks, blah blah blah." And that's something that I did as well because I was shocked. I was like, "Huh, Yoku is following me? That's really weird. We've never talked before. I've never really tweeted him, I think, back then either. I was just following him." And he followed me back and I was really surprised and I messaged him about it. And he was like, "Oh, sorry, that's a misunderstanding. My Twitter profile accidentally followed a bunch of people that I didn't want to follow." And I was like, "Oh, awkward." But because of that misunderstanding, we actually started talking about anime and all of that stuff. And since that day, we've been really good friends, and he kept following me for some reason, but it was really fun. We actually got to know each other. We were talking more about YouTube as well and just anime in general, and he gave me a bunch of good recommendations back then and a lot of tips for like YouTube and how I should do my videos and how YouTube works on its own and the anime community. And he also recommended me so much more other YouTubers from the anime community that I could maybe check out and see if it's something that I like or not, in ways of like making my own reviews, or actually like also for episode reviews. I didn't know what that was at all. First impressions, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know how it worked. And since January 2014, because of Yoku, I started making a lot more videos because he was still pretty active back then. He was still uploading, well, week by week, I think. So also I need to mention this, at that time I was unemployed. I didn't have a job. So YouTube was like my only thing to keep me busy. So because of that, in that month, January, I just kept pumping videos. It was crazy. Like I had videos every 2 days. Every week there would be like 5 or 6 videos, and I was just talking about anime. And in that month, in that same month, I had my first impression. I had my first full review. I think my first impression was of Defrag. Not too sure. I think it was that, because the winter season of 2014 was my first season of anime that where I watched like almost everything. So I was reviewing a bunch of stuff from back then, and that was a good season. So, because Noragami was in there, obviously. But yeah, first impressions. Then my first full review was Chunibyo, because the second season was airing at that time and I had not seen the first season. So I watched that, I marathoned that because I had time. I didn't have a job. So I marathoned that and I made a full review out of it. I haven't seen it since then. I should really, so I can kind of see how much I progressed since then. But that was my first full review. And then I remember my second full review was GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, because that was one that I had been watching for a long time but never finished. And then I did, because I had time again. And I made a full review out of that as well. But yeah, that was a crazy month. January 2014 was kind of what started it all for me. And it's all thanks to Yoku. So, Yokurama, I'm really grateful for knowing you, and just you gave me that push to actually put through with all of the stuff that YouTube gave me, like the stress and like the negative comments because I was new. And you know, there will always be mean people, and also like the fact that I didn't have a lot of views and like almost no likes, all of that stuff. No one knew me. Like it kind of gets you down at the beginning because you're kind of expecting too much. That is how I was. But he kind of helped me through that, and he made me realize that I just should just go on with it, and views will come and people will see you. You just gotta comment on other people's videos and interact with people on Twitter, and all of that, all of those tips helped me so much. So yeah, that is kind of how my YouTube story is. So everyone go thank Yokurama for giving me that push and keeping up with reviewing and watching more stuff, I guess. But also, yeah, I'm just grateful for being in this community because it's so much fun. And I wouldn't, oh man, if I would stop YouTube now, I would miss it so much, especially the people in there. Everyone is so lovely. Everyone that I know is so lovely. And I can't really imagine my life without them. So it is pretty crazy how these 2 years went so fast. And it seems like I've been in the community since forever, but I haven't. So, you know, it's just pretty crazy. I'm still not like fully realizing it, that I've been making videos for like 2 years nonstop now without really taking a break, just popping out those videos, and I'm still coming up with new ideas and stuff, and it's just great. So I'm just really happy to know all of the people, and I want to thank everyone who supported me as well, because just the whole YouTube thing, it wouldn't be perfect without all of the support and the comments and everyone just being so friendly. It makes my day like so good every day. Like whenever I read a comment or just something like that, or people talking to me about my videos, or just talking to me on Twitter like randomly and finding me, that's also great. Like I like all of that stuff. So yeah, I just kind of wanted to put that feelsy moment in there, I guess. But I hope you enjoyed this video. It was really fun for me to make it, and it was really interesting for me as well, because I actually had to go back on my YouTube to check out when I made my first videos and all of that. So it was kind of nostalgic for me. In a way, I guess I'm kind of lucky that I can do this, but then again, I put a lot of work into it as well, and now it definitely pays off. So I'm happy where I'm at now. So I want to thank everyone for subscribing and liking and just all of that stuff. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this video. So I will see you soon. Bye.